to users can delete a project. And this is going to be our last user story of our original 5 features, which is pretty exciting. So let's go ahead and take a look. It's going to be pretty similar, if not the same, as the deleting the function, right? So let's go ahead and look at our wireframe design. On projects page, it looks like you can't delete, but it looks like we want a button here on the individual project page that leads us to the modal, that leads us to deleting the whole project, okay? All right, so let's go ahead to project A, and we want to create the button here. So I am going to head over to my project page and take a look at where we are, okay? All right, this is where we're like updating the project name. Okay, so this box is for name, it looks like. Looks like this box is for description, and the whole box is for that top thing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add a border around this top box, just so I can make sure that I am looking at the right element. All right, perfect. Okay, so this is going to be the box with this in it. So what I want to do is I want to add another box outside of it. All right, and then within that box, I'm going to also have a border. All right. I think I'll probably take this margin and put it up here. Okay, so right now the box in the box takes up the whole thing. All right, so then I'm going to collapse this one, and I'm going to add another one here, and I'm going to call this, I'm going to add a button instead. I'm going to say delete project. Let's go ahead and import. Right, and we see our delete project button pops up here. I want it to be within my box, right next to my project. So I'm going to actually say display flex. All right, so now you can see it's next to it. Let's look at where it's at. Looks like it's lined up with the top of project name, which it is here too. So we just need to do justify content space between to push the project button over here. Now I can go ahead and get rid of my borders. And I'm going to say flex is equal to 1 for this one. Let's add the border real quick. All right, so now flex is equal to 1. Perfect. Makes it fill the remaining space, and I am happy. All right, so the next thing we want to do after creating the button is we want this button to open up our modal. So we need to scroll up. I'm trying to see if our modal is already here. And it looks like it's not. It looks like it's within feature box, so we don't really have to worry about that. So that's exciting. But I am going to go to feature box so I can steal this line, which is what we need. Oops, I didn't mean to actually steal it. Which is what we need to set up our modal. So scroll back up here. And I'll import from Chakra UI. All right, so then I'm going to scroll down, and at the very bottom of the page, I'm going to add our delete modal. All right, it's going to be mad at me, so I have to import my missing attributes. So is open is going to be is open, is on close is going to be on close. Item type is project, and delete items. Right now, we do not have anything, so I'm just going to put an empty arrow function. Okay, so then I'm going to go up to my button, which I already passed, and I'm going to add on click. I want to on open, and I'm going to click delete project, and perfect. Are you sure you want to delete this project? You will be permanently deleting all associated features, user stories, and developer tasks. Now you can see that if I click delete project, nothing happens, but if I click the X, it just closes. So that so far is working nicely. Let's go ahead and check off what we have. So we added the delete project button. We have an on-click function that opens the delete confirmation modal, and we have a delete confirmation modal. Perfect. So now we need to add the function to send the request to the back end. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the last one that we used, which appears to be here. So I'm going to close it so I can copy it easily. And then I'm going to add it here. All right. We don't need on close delete because that's what we named the other one. We do want a project ID, but I don't know what the project looks like. It's going to be stored in project.id. We want the route to be delete project. All right, and we are going to have delete project. All right, so we're going to get the item from local storage or token. Then we are going to send a post request to delete the project, sending the project ID. Okay, on our response, we will set the project to whatever the updated project is. Not sure that's actually what we want to do because the updated project will be nothing. Yeah, see here, they're setting the project, but that's because they're updating the project. So TBD. So let's go ahead and put this. Figure out what we are sending back. I am assuming that we actually want to redirect to our projects page here. So I'm going to copy my navigate here, and I'm going to instead put it here, and I'm going to say navigate to /projects. Okay, because we shouldn't, if we delete this project, we won't have it anymore, so there's really no need to be on this project page. Also doubt that we even need to send a response back other than success. All right, next. So we don't want to say your feature has been deleted. We want to say your project has been deleted. And then there was an error deleting your project. All right. So now we can pass that in as our function for when we click our delete project here. And let's go ahead and click it, and hopefully we see an error message because our route doesn't exist as yet. Perfect. All right, so now let's hop over to the back end. All right, I'm gonna just close some of these. All right, let's first look at our entity here. Okay, we are going to want to edit our entity to add this on delete cascade. So I'm going to copy that from the user story, and I will add it here. Okay, perfect. We need to then generate our migration. So we're going to head to our package.json, and we are going to rename what this migration file will be. I guess we edited feature, so technically that makes more sense. So then we're going to run the migration generate, and then we can run the migration run. Perfect. All right, let's go back to our API. So now what we want to do is we want to start with the route. So I'm going to copy my delete feature, and I'm going to head up and I'm going to add it here. So we are deleting I'm going to try to just do all of these at once. All right, so we want to edit this because we want it to actually be delete project instead, but it's getting us a red squiggly line because that does not exist. So let's go ahead and make it exist. All right, so we can select all of these and we're going to say project. I don't think that we are sending back a project ID here, so I am just going to not worry about that. We are calling the project service. It's mad because that doesn't exist, and then I'm not going to return anything because I don't know what I want to return yet. All right, now let's head to the project's service, and we want to add that. I'm actually going to steal it from the features service and then simplify it from there. All right, so we want to delete project. All right, let's go and get all of these. All right, and change this to project. All right. We can delete this because we're already in project, so we don't have to go into extra levels. We're already in project, so we don't need relations. All right, so this is going to go and look for our project ID where the user ID is correct. All right, and if we have a project to delete, then we will delete it. And I think we will just delete it and then return. Otherwise, we will throw a bad request exception. Okay, so I actually think that this is pretty good, pretty solid. But we're going to see if we actually wanted to do anything. So I'm going to go ahead and console.log response.data. I think I did a return here, but I did not do a return here. So let's just do that. And then controller we did. Okay, so now I'm going to try to delete the project. And your project has been deleted, and you can see that it is gone. So I'm going to add a project. I'm going to say project to delete. I will delete this project and then create. Okay, head over to it. So you can see on my projects page, I have project B and project to delete. I'm going to go ahead and delete. It's going to ask me if I want to. If I say meh, all right, it'll close out. If I say yes, it deletes my project. All right, so we have this deleted my project, my functions, all of them ended up deleting my project, the features and user stories and tasks. I created the delete project API route, and I add the delete project function on the modal, and there is a success toast for project deletion. So this is very exciting, but we can move this user story over to done. Let's go ahead and head to our to-do list main where we have been working on this, and we can also move this over to done. So you can see that our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 features are in the done column. Now you would think we're done, but we still have, I never made my README for my GitHub. So I still need to do that. And I still need to flesh out some of my if I have time things, and I need to do logging and testing and any bug fixes. So still a lot to do, but I will see you in the next video when I start doing that.